Well, hello, Facebook community. Alejandro Tornato here, coming directly from Beaufort, Georgia. And the lesson that I want to share with all of you today is entitled Allowing Problems. Allowing Problems. Now, let me begin by asking you just a simple question. How do you face your problems? What do you do when you are confronted with problems? What is your attitude toward problems? Do you have problems? I'm sure that's a silly question, isn't it? Because no matter what we do, no matter where we are, no matter where we live, no matter how old, how young, we all face problems. We all face difficulties. So there is a world of difference between a person who has a big problem and a person who makes a problem big. Did you listen to that carefully? Let me repeat it for you. There is a world of difference between a person who has a big problem and a person who makes a problem big. Now, what kind of a person are you? Are you a person who, and I hope that you are not, but this is a question that each of us, we need to ask ourselves. I mean, who we are when it comes to problems. Do we accept the problem? Do we welcome the problem? And we are trying to figure out ways to solve the problem? No matter how small, medium, or big that problem is? Or are you a person who makes any problem big? Any problem big. And your life changes depending on how you face your problems. Are you a problem generator, or you are a problem solver? You see, you can either be one or the other, but you cannot be both. Either you solve problems or you generate more problems. And I tell you one thing, as I'm sharing this with you, I remember that I interacted with people who were problem generators, who who turned a small problem that could have been solved easily and in a relatively short time, and they blew it up, and they transformed a small incident into a major problem. So I hope that is not you. And I love hello Chuck, it's always great to see my friend from Edmonton, Canada, joining me. And you're absolutely right. It depends on each person's perspective on how they look at problems. Yes. You see, you heard it so many times that there are people who look at life with pinky color rose lenses, and they put them on and everything is just beautiful. But even those people, through those lenses, at one point or another in their lives, they're going to be facing problems. It's how we look at problems. Now, Um, a study of 300, I'm going to share this with you because this is quite remarkable. A study of 300 highly successful people, people like Franklin Roosevelt, Helen Keller, Winston Churchill, Albert Schweitzer, Mahatma Gandhi, and Albert Einstein. Great, successful, even some of them geniuses. But it reveals that 1/4 of those people had handicaps, such as blindness, like Helen Keller, deafness, or crippled limbs. 3/4 had either been born in poverty, came from broken homes, or at least came from exceedingly tense or disturbed situations. So why did they achieve, why these achievers overcame problems, while thousands are overwhelmed by them? Did you ever ask yourself that question? Why is that people who came from the worst environments that you could possibly think about, they overcame problems, while so many others who did not have those difficult situations in their upbringing, they were overwhelmed by problems. What a contrast, what a difference between one and the other. You see, it's because they refused to hold on to the common excuses for failure. You see, people like Einstein and Churchill and Keller and Roosevelt, when they were confronted with problems, when they saw even failure in their pathway, they refused to hold on to excuses, and they acted with determination, with deliberation, and they kept on going. They were not conquered by problems. They conquer problems. And that is the difference. Yes, I love what Chuck is commenting. He says their beliefs propel them forward rather than holding them back. And how true that is. Yes, if you have the attitude that a problem can propel you forward, it can catapult you forward with even more strength and velocity, you're going to reach your goal. But if you let that problem held you back, if you let that problem overwhelm you, if you let that problem conquer you and push you back, then you'll never achieve anything in life. The Los Angeles Times, there was a quote in the Los Angeles Times some time ago, and it said, if you can smile whenever anything goes wrong, you are either a nitwit or a repairman. If you can smile whenever anything goes wrong, you are either a nitwit or a repairman. Of course, repairmen, they love when things go wrong. when there's no when something doesn't work electrically in your home, and then you call the electrician is happy because it's going to fix your problem, but is going to charge you plenty of money for that. When the plumbing fails in your home, you call the plumber. The plumber is very happy. And plumbers, they have to deal with nasty stuff. But they're happy to do it because working that nasty stuff, that problem, and getting their hands dirty in the process pays lots of dividends for them because they charge you a lot of money for their service. You see, also, people who deal with problems and conquer problems, they are leaders in the making. That's what a true leader does. Deals with problems, doesn't throw the arms in the air and says, woe is me, what am I doing here? No. A leader is a problem solver. That's why he is a leader. Problems can stop you temporarily. You are the only one who can do it permanently. So, as I close this lesson on allowing problems, I'm going to close with these words. Learn to view your problems as temporary stumbling blocks. In contrast with some people that view problems as permanent blockages on their way. And it stops them from whatever they're doing. Because there is a problem, because there is a rock in the pathway. And they cannot see a detour to overcome that. You see, if you are an emerging leader, if you're aspiring to be in a leadership position, then you have to be working even now to resolve problems, not to be defeated by problems, but to have the attitude to defeat problems and to keep moving forward, because that's what a leader does, and that is what achievers such as the ones I mentioned before, they did. And they achieved great things because they knew how to confront problems and how to deal with them and solve them. So it's been a pleasure sharing this content with all of you. I hope that this lesson was valuable to you, that it helped you. And as I always said, these lessons, I'm not trying to invent anything. I mean, this is not rocket science. This is not higher mathematics or higher algebra. Okay? No, this is very common sense. But I heard it so many times, and I said it myself to so many people, that common sense, my friends, is not that common. Common sense is not that common. So thank you so very much. I am signing off right now, and as I always remind you to live every moment, to be resilient, and also to be kind, to be passionate, to be intentional. And let me remind you again and again and again that we have not been created or designed with any limitations. No limitations. So I encourage you to live your life to the fullest of your potential and capabilities, and make every single day a limitless experience. Live life to the fullest, my friends, and until the next time that we meet, all the very best. Thank you, Chuck. Bye-bye. All the best. Be well.